Hey everybody, it's Shawn, and today we are going to be taking a look at the BlackBerry DTEK50. So this is more of my take on the phone and what I think this phone, or who I think this phone is suited for. So to begin with, I'm not really going to go through the specs as I did go through that in our unboxing and overview. So this is going to be more of a to-the-point video, and I want to try to keep it short and concise. So to begin with, we're just going to look around the device. As we can see, up front there we have our front-facing camera. We have our LED notification light that kind of strobes white and different colors. And that's about it. On the left side we have our power button. On the right side we have our volume rocker and our convenience key. And on the bottom we have our micro USB cable. On the back we have our rear-facing camera and LED flash, our BlackBerry logo. Up top we have our headset and bottom microphone. They also double as speakers. I'm not sure if it's dual speakers, but I'm going to assume not. So first and foremost, what is this phone good for? This phone can be used for practically anything any other phone can be used for. It's not a high-ranged phone, so it doesn't have like a Snapdragon 820 or such, but it's still very good in my opinion. Pictures are good. The camera app is kind of like BlackBerry's take on the app. So you have things like different filters, different modes. So like video, photo, panorama. You can swap to the front facing. You can set it to manual, HDR, change the aspect ratio, timer, and flash. Other things like it takes good pictures, it browses the web easily. Gaming, it can game, so I have games like Balance, Bridge Construction. I play a lot of Fallout Shelter, so we'll just load it real time to show you guys how quick or not it loads. It does play the game fine. There is no lag or anything. The only real thing I notice is it takes a while to load. So like when we start the game up, it's not gonna be an instant thing. It's gonna take a little bit. So like when we enter the vault, it's gonna loading, and it's gonna take like a minute or two. Just because the specs aren't high end, but I mean, this is a $200 phone. It ranges between $200 and $250. So there's nothing really there to push the CPU to load all these things that fast. But it can do everything. It can play music, you can browse the internet, you can play games, take photos, so on, so multitask. But one of the main things I want to focus on is the user interface, which is what's kind of being pushed. So you see right up top that you do have this LED flash that a lot of BlackBerry users are used to. Another cool thing that was included was a convenience key that a lot of BlackBerry users are used to. So the way this key works is you can map it for anything. So I mapped it to the BlackBerry Hub. So when you click on it, it loads the BlackBerry Hub, which is what a lot of old BlackBerry users are used to. So in my case, the Hub, which is the main screen, consists of everything. So as you can see here, it consists of BBM, text, my Gmail account, my Hotmail account, my staff email account for my job, and my student email account. Now when you click on Hub, it has everything. So like as you can see, that's my text messaging, and these are emails, and I have each one color coded. So like text aren't color coded, but my student account is blue, my staff account's green, and my personal emails are red. And now what you can do a step further is you can go into each account. You can do things like connect your social media accounts, your WhatsApp account, so on and so forth. So I have it loaded to Hub, but if you just wanted like text messaging, you can switch to that and just see that. Or just switch to your email account, see that, And then everything's kind of tied in. So like if you were to write a new email, it would be through the Hub. But of course you have the option, if you don't want to use the Hub, you can just click Messenger, and this would load up the typical Google messaging app. Another cool thing that was included are these side widgets, so things that you see here like add a note, add a task, add a contact, add an event, compose an email. So for example, compose an email. When I click on it, it opens up my email app to compose an email. Now to get that done, you would just hold down on the home screen. It's called Widgets. And then you go to shortcuts, and there are literally tons and tons of shortcuts that were included for you to make your daily life easier. So for example, if you want to compose a text message, you would add it to our home screen. Now when you click on it, you can choose which contact you want to text, or if you want it to go straight to just your text messaging app, and so on. So it's a lot of productivity based, like each one of these things can go a certain way to make your life or your productivity life very easy. For example, another thing that they added was a side menu. When you swipe it, pulls up your calendar, gives you your list of events. You can see more in your calendar. You can also see your unread messages of the day, tasks that are due and completed, and then contacts are recent, and you can favorite contacts for them to be easier. And of course, in your settings you can switch all of this. Another thing that I found, that BlackBerry includes are things like BBM, DTEK, so on and so forth. Other than that, it's really very normal Android. It's running Android Marshmallow, not Nougat, so 6.0, not 7.0. But the one thing about BlackBerry, and let me see if I can find it for you, is if we go into our About Phone, Android security patch is January 5th, 2017. So every month you'll receive an update with all the latest Android security patches. So this phone's always up to date. Now, obviously, one of the main things that BlackBerry focuses on is security. So when you set up your phone, I don't know if I can find it. I believe it's the DTEK, yes. So it's going to retrieve your security status, and it's going to tell you your, security status. Is it excellent? Needs improvement, not good? And it's going to tell you things like permissions, set a screen lock, data encryption. So this phone is for someone who's looking to not only be very productive throughout the day, but also be very safe and secure. One of my gripes about this phone, though, is it's, at least from my view, it seems like with all of the stuff that's going on, your battery life takes a hit. So let me see if I can go into settings. Now I have to charge my phone like twice a day, so I usually take it off charge like at 8 o'clock in the morning, and by like midday, so 1 o'clock, I am well into like the 50s, and so I use YouTube 2%, like these are my usage, like BlackBerry Hub services 1%, but remember, today I haven't used this phone much at all. Today's my off day, so I just started using it 2 hours ago. But if you use it throughout the day with pulling in emails and all this stuff, it does take a toll on your battery life, and you will have to charge your phone pretty often. One of the other things I just want to note very quick is the build. So to me it's a very nice build, but in the back it's kind of this textured material, and I don't know if it's translated well. Here it kind of is, but this back kind of takes a lot of dust, not dust, but finger oil and grease and stuff. So like you're gonna have to clean it a lot, because even though it's like a gray, once it's shined in the light, it's very noticeable, and that's just one of the small things that I kind of had about the device. And one other thing is, at least for me, I still get confused with the convenience key, the power button. So a lot of times I kind of press this and it kind of does nothing. Now you can probably map it to unlock your device as, let me see, when you go into settings, there's like a lot, so convenience key, like you can literally map your key to do anything. So like shortcuts on message, open an app, I have it set to hub. And there are just many things that you can do with this device. Like if you hold down this and you swipe like that way up, hold down your home button and swipe, it takes you to messaging. And if you swipe, it's the phone. So there's just a lot of like little productivity things that were added to the DTEK50 to make it your like one-stop device for productivity, and that's why I focus so much on it. This this still can be used as like a daily device, but I personally feel like that's what the main focus is, like being in the hub and adding all your email accounts and having like this one button to, you know, see everything, see all your feeds, and, you know, like swap in between, have your calendar. So overall, I think it's worth the 240 something bucks. I would recommend it to someone who's looking for a phone to get like everything done. If this is your one device, like you don't use a computer much, I would recommend it. If there's anything else you would like to see about this phone, you can always leave a comment down below and I'll answer them to the best of my abilities. I hope you guys found this helpful or useful, and I will catch you guys in the next video.